Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business, and let's wake up the football gods here on this Thursday afternoon. You know what? I've got a new attitude now. I am just getting sick and tired of all of the BS, and I'm going to start calling out BS when it happens because this is just ridiculous. Because I am telling you, I am sick and tired of all of the dumb crap that you hear from some of these talking heads and these so-called experts that are out there, Because what you're doing is you're pissing off some of the ladies, Miss Jackie, Emily, Miss Anita. You hear these stupid things that they keep saying about our players. Don't pay Zeke, don't pay Amari Cooper, don't pay Dak Prescott and things. And it seems like you would think Pro Football Focus is winning Super Bowls every year, that they get everything 100% right. And what happens is some of you fans see that writing because it's coming from PFF, Pro Football Focus. Oh, it's got to be true. And you buy into that crap and you try and use that stuff and things and figure that's a winning argument. But this crap right here is the biggest crap that I'd ever heard in the world. Because this whole thing that it is time to cut bait with your quarterback, Dak Prescott, and move on. And I'm going to ask you, Pro Football Focus, and specifically you, Marcellus Wiley, who I still think is just mad because the Dallas Cowboys cut you and you couldn't become a great player. And you are like that girlfriend that got cut and sees you with somebody else and just kind of is mad. It was amazing when you were with them. Everything was good. You were happy and all that. But as soon as they break up, girl, he wasn't about nothing. They're garbage. They won't do good without me. That's the attitude that you always seem to have with the Dallas Cowboys. Because I'm just trying to think of just one time, that you actually have something good to say about the Dallas Cowboys. But let's go to this clip real quick, and then we'll get to my argument for this.
He gets kind of low if you start to think about his performance. You want to hear something harsh? Boy, you don't want to argue with Pro Football Focus. I just tell you, I'm just tired before this thing came out. Boy, they will break you down.
Man.
And they get it right. They called him, and I quote, profoundly average quarterback. A profoundly average quarterback who's basically dressed up with a defense and a running game. Everything else is putting lipstick on this pig, as they want to say it. I like Dak. I really like Dak. I don't love Dak to the tune of his floor is now $30 million, and his ceiling may exceed Carson Wentz and get into the mid-30s in terms of annual.
Look, I keep trying to play this thing, and it just don't want to play because it's so stupid. But let me go through here.
Salary. So I think just because of all the talent they have and the fact that maybe you can roll the dice and win a different way at that position, it won't be crazy if they let him go.
I hate to say this because
you're just stupid.
I do because I love to see guys get paid. I'm an advocate. I'm always about, hey, when you've been playing well and you earned it, I want you to hit them. Hit them while you can because they will hit you when they can.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, if the Dallas Cowboys give Dak Prescott $30 million a year, it will be the worst mistake in the history of the franchise that they've ever made.
Ooh. No. You know I played there.
No.
They signed me. That was pretty
you was the third.
You're right
that was
about
like one more. You was number 3. It was one more. It was one more after that. No, but if they do this, the reason why if they give him this type of money, it's going to take 3 to 5 years to recover from it because now you're going to have to start.
All right, here's where I'm just going to stop it there. Just going to stop it there. There ain't no point to go any further. Okay, since they believe it's the best thing to do in football is to let go of a quarterback, because quarterbacks you can just draft one. You can just draft one. It's easy. But if that were the case, then you know what? No quarterback would probably get a big contract. You know why? Why? Just keep drafting rookie quarterbacks. Play them till their contract runs out, and then just draft another one to replace them. Why hasn't somebody started doing that? Because that's basically what you're saying. Because whether you say that he's Aaron Rodgers and things like that, or if you're saying that he can't be there, I look at this and say, I believe the Dallas Cowboys have won more games with Dak Prescott on the helm than with anybody else. And if your argument is that anybody can do this, take a look at 2015. Because some people say, oh, well, the team was primed to win. Well, they had to go in another direction when Tony Romo went hurt, and we had Brandon Wheaton, right? So clearly, that if the team has plenty of talent, then you could just have anybody step in, because we had the best offensive line in football in 2015. We had a great, I believe, fourth in the NFL running attack. And we had a defense that was getting better. I believe it was 15, middle of the road. But yet they won one stinking game. And the only other change that happened for the Dallas Cowboys from 15 to 16 was Zeke Elliott, who only picked up 390 yards more than Run DMC. But that quarterback won 12 more games than those other three guys combined. Now let me just play devil's advocate here and ask you, what team has ever decided we're not going to pay a quarterback? We're just going to let him walk and we'll just get somebody else. I can tell you of one, and that would be the Washington Redskins. And not that I can use the Washington Redskins as anything as far as a good example, but that was their approach with Kirk Cousins. And I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is a great or elite quarterback. I'm not. But they ended up franchise tagging him 2 years, basically paid him $40-some million for 2 years, and they just let him walk. And they said, you know what, we're going to save the money. We'll go ahead. We'll sign Alex Smith. He's a veteran quarterback. We'll go in another direction because Kirk Cousins, well, he was a fourth-round draft pick. You know, he wanted too much money. So you paid $22 million to Alex Smith, who got injured, and now, and even if you take the injury part of it out of the equation, you couldn't look at Alex Smith and say he's the next quarterback for the next 5-10 years because he was old. But even before he got hurt, as bad as Dak Prescott played in the first half of the season, Dak Prescott still had more touchdown passes than Alex Smith did at that time. As bad as Dak played, that tells you that Alex Smith wasn't exactly lighting things up. And of course, they were saying he won't go down the field with the football. And here's the interesting thing about it. Because the Washington Redskins let Kirk Cousins go, because they had Alex Smith, now they turn around and have to use a first-round draft pick to get another quarterback that you don't know if he's going to be the guy or not. And on top of it, you got Case Keenum. Right now, the Washington Redskins are spending $30+ million on quarterbacks and don't know if they have one. You could look and say the Redskins might have been better off paying $30 million to Kirk Cousins because he already knew your system. He was already proven. And now, instead of spending more money on Case Keenum, taking up a roster spot, you could have used that for somebody else, and you would have had a number one pick to be using right now. And you wouldn't be paying a guy who's never going to play football again. Now, I will say that there have been some franchise quarterbacks that have been let to walk, but not when you don't have somebody else on the roster to replace them. We know Joe Montana was let go because you had Steve Young. We know Brett Favre was let go because you had Aaron Rodgers that you drafted. We know that Peyton Manning was let go because you had Andrew Luck in the kitty. You don't have anybody else. And let me go through here, too, because this whole thing of just drafting another quarterback, I just want you to listen to this list right here. Because I say, ask the Denver Broncos about drafting a quarterback. Ask the Cleveland Browns. Ask the New York Jets. Ask the Arizona Cardinals how easy it is to just find a quarterback. Tyrod Taylor, Kevin Hogan, Deshaun Kaiser, Robert Griffin, Cody Kessler, Josh McCown, Austin Davis, Johnny Manziel, Brian Hoyer, Brandon Wheaton, Colt McCoy, Ken Dorsey, These are some of the guys that have been playing the last few years for the Cleveland Browns. Now, maybe they've got one in Baker Mayfield. We'll see. But you see, there are not quarterbacks out there. If you had somebody else that you could say, you know what, this guy is young, up and coming, and we think he can take over. But do you have faith in our backup quarterbacks to even win a game right now? Do you see the Dallas Cowboys in a position next year to draft a quarterback? Because here's the other thing you got to look at too. When you say let him walk, that means you're going to have to do one of two things. You're either going to have to suck so bad that you're going to be high in the draft to be able to get that franchise quarterback. Or two, you have to pay somebody else, or actually three. Three, you're going to package up a whole lot of picks to move up to get one. Now, I got to tell you, that truly is stupid. Can we please get back to actually playing some football on the field? Because I'm getting tired of having to answer to dumb crap like this. I'm Mark Holmes, and later on today, I'm going to be bringing you something that you guys are going to really love. But right now, I'm going to go up to the workshop. I got some doors I need to stain. I'll see you guys later.